I started the anti-apathy campaign back in around '05, '06, because I wanted to create something that was apolitical, that was nonpartisan, that didn't divide people, that brought people together. And I thought to myself, what movement or what thing could bring people together? And I thought to myself, well, doing nothing is not an option, right? And so one of the problems was apathy and cynicism and despair. So I said, well, look, we need to abolish apathy, right? We need an anti-apathy movement in our country that would encourage people to simply be better, be a better father, be a better relative, be a better neighbor, be a better citizen, be a better uncle, and just be a better person. And to do that in however you deemed appropriate. So whether that meant, work with the scouts or work with your local church or go volunteer with at your school on a PTA, do something in your homeowners association or be more involved in your homeowners association. So the anti-apathy movement wasn't necessarily designed to be a political movement. Um, but I realize now that partisanship and politics is not our problem, right? The fact that we come to an issue from different perspectives is not the problem. The problem is our inability to have a reasonable, respectful conversation about why we feel the way we feel. And that's happened not by coincidence, guys. I mean, I know at this point I may go off the rails with some of you. You may think I'm being a bit conspiratorial, but just hear me out. Who's benefiting from all of this inside fighting? Who's benefiting from all this chaos of the masses of people in this country fighting against each other when we all have really the same issues, right? In terms of clean water and clean air, that's all our issue. We should all be concerned about having clean water and clean air. An effective educational system that helps to mold the future workers and people and citizens of our country. We want to have an effective educational system so those people can get into our economy and into our society and be fully functional when they get out of high school, right? To have an effective infrastructure so that our energy grid and our roads and bridges and water systems work properly. We're all of these things, I don't think we disagree need to be maintained. But what happens is we've been told to vilify the other side. We've been told by political operatives and by a power elite that we need to keep those folks fighting amongst themselves, fighting over the crumbs on the table that we're pushing off the table so they don't see how we're really screwing them with the extracting of trillions of dollars out of this economy towards a power elite. Now, I don't know if you believe that or not. I 100% believe that. Um, um, we are living a bug's life, right? If you've seen that movie, A Bug's Life, where you got this handful of grasshoppers who basically go out and they intimidate and they keep these millions of ants living in despair and hopelessness and fear, right? And they keep them afraid. And they say to those ants, "Hey, look, I'm the solution. We grasshoppers are the ones who take care of you. You need to listen to us. You need to do for us." And so the millions and millions of ants go out and they work during the season or whatever it is. They basically live their lives around providing for this handful of grasshoppers who are misleading them and misguiding them. We're living a bug's life. And they don't want you to understand and believe that we have the power, right? Isn't it we the people? Our government doesn't work because we the people don't work. If you're mad at the government, you should be mad at yourself. You should look in the mirror. If you're mad at what's going on in your homeowners association, you should look in the mirror. If you're mad about what's happening in your city and your state, you should look in the mirror because we haven't done and been doing what we're supposed to do as citizens. Are you really informed on the issues? Or are you just taking a side because you've chosen to be on the Republican side? Or you've chosen to be on the Democrat side? And so all Democrats are bad, or all Republicans are bad. Or are you going to talk to those people and say, look, what's the best way to get health care done? Everybody should be able to have health care. No one should go into bankruptcy because they don't have health care. Not in this rich country. We should be able to provide that for, quite frankly, other industrialized countries have universal health care. Why don't we? Why don't we have, how is it that the people of Flint still are suffering from poisoned water, from lead in their water? Right now, as I make this video, those people are still struggling with getting clean water to their homes for their families. Their children have been poisoned. The community has literally been poisoned. And there's not an executive order to go in there and fix that damn water system. But we can write executive orders to go build a damn wall. Doing nothing about all of these issues is not an option. So look, I need you to join me. If you're watching this video, I need you to share it. I need you to like it. I need you to get your ass in the game. I can't do this by myself. We need to embrace our role as citizens. We have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. I always wondered where I would stand if I was born, if I was born back in the 50s or the 60s, where there was such blatant racism and Jim Crow laws on the books and whites only fountains and, us bombing, being at war, in an unjust war, and living in a society where the police were being used to oppress the electorate and oppress people. Unfortunately, I'm not talking about the 60s. These are things that are happening right now in my life. And I'm not going to stand by and just do nothing. So all those people on my Facebook page who are wondering why I'm so angry and wondering why I'm making these posts. Some folks have even accused me of being divisive. I don't know where you would get divisive from the things that I post and the things that I'm talking about. Because I'm simply talking about reality. I'm talking about what's happening and the apathy of people and citizens in this country who are allowing it to happen, who are enabling it to happen, who are being silent and giving their consent with that silence. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to say, hey, look, let's pursue the truth in all of these issues. Let's make sure everybody's working hard and making a contribution in every circumstance. Let's make sure that we're accountable and responsible for the roles that we take, whether it be a role of citizen, a role of congressman, a role of PTA person, or a role of mother or parent. Let's be responsible and accountable for our roles. What's wrong with that? That's what I'm pursuing. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to embrace good communication. So when I do present something to you, I'm not attacking you. I'm listening first. And I want to hear your perspective. And I want to try to understand and gain some kind of empathy from hearing your story and hearing your reasons. And then provide you with a counter argument and hope that my reasons and my facts will be compelling. But we got to have the conversation. You can't just accuse me of being on one of those snowflake liberals or some kind of, attack me basically. So I need your help. This is our moment. This is my moment. This is our moment to stand up and be counted. This is our moment to stand up and to stand for what we believe to be right and we believe to be the American creed. So like I said, I need your help. So like, share, subscribe, do all of those things, and let's get to work.